Happy Thursday. Welcome to another week of Caitlin's Music City Skinny. As you might can tell, my voice is not 100%. I have been battling a cold for the last week and I am just having the worst time trying to finally kick it. So bear with me today. I'm really excited about today's topic. It's really relevant and timely with this time of year. We are talking about basically, this whole month is going to be a series about first-time homebuyer boot camp. And so today is going to be talking about prepping you for success, because I am a huge believer that if you prep yourself well on the front end, it's going to make the rest of the experience go by a lot better. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into today's training. So the biggest thing, if you are thinking about buying this year, the biggest thing is to go ahead and sit down and have a home buying consultation. So what that means is that we're going to sit down one-on-one and we're going to talk about what are your goals, what do you envision, what do you see, like what, especially with you being a first-time home buyer, like what are your fears, what are you excited about, like what do you ultimately see as like the big goal when it comes to buying a home. And so that's going to give me a lot of really good information to start the whole process out. So it's going to be giving me what it is that's important to you, what it is that you want to avoid, what your fears are, so that we can go ahead and tackle those again. On the front end. So in that consultation, we're also going to be talking about just the journey. I believe in educating people and setting them up best for success. And so that means walking you through the whole process, because you don't know sometimes what you don't know. And so by sitting down, I'll walk you through the steps of the home buying process, let you know what could be some potential hurdles that we could run up against and how we can navigate that. That way, if we do run into them, then you already aren't surprised. You kind of know how we're going to handle it. And if they don't pop up, that's great. But at least you will know, because I know when I went through the process, we ran up against a major hurdle, which made the contract on the place that I really love, it made it fall apart, and it wasn't the agent's fault. It wasn't anybody's fault. It was ultimately an appraisal problem, but I didn't know that could even be an issue. So I just think it's always really important to just let people know what the process looks like, what potential pitfalls could be, and then just how we would navigate that if and when we run into them. The next thing we're going to go over is going to be a buyer questionnaire. So what this means is we're going to look at what it is that are your must-haves, what are your deal breakers, and what's on your wish list. Because ultimately, I've seen this time and time again with first-time home buyers, and I know because I was like that too. But when you're buying a home for the first time, you get really, really excited, and you can get what I like to call Zillow happy. And you can get on Zillow, or you can even get on Realtors, and you just scroll all day long. And it's really easy to be well, I could make this home work, and I could make this home work. But really and truly, you want to know what your must-haves are and your deal breakers are, because you do not want to even consider a home that has your deal breakers in it, because ultimately you're just not going to be happy. I know that it can be well, this home is really great, but ultimately the home can't get over the hurdle of a deal breaker for the most part. So you want to end up searching smarter, not harder. So that's really what that buyer's questionnaire is going to provide for us. It's going to give us a roadmap of what it is that I need to be searching for. And that also will allow me to set you up on custom searches that you aren't going to get if you're looking at Zillow or Realtor.com or anything like that. So you'll get custom searches that are meant for the criteria that are most important to you. And then we're also going to do a home buying Q&A. So this is where you get to ask me any questions that you have about the process, and I'm going to answer the entire, all your questions to the best of my ability, especially when it comes to lending questions. If those are really important, I'm going to connect you with my resources of lenders so that you can, they're the experts in that area, and so they're going to be able to better tell you what you qualify for, and be able to help you navigate kind of the nitty gritty of the lending side of it. But everything everything else I'm going to be able to answer for you and just like really put your mind at ease, because especially when you're a first-time home buyer, it's really exciting and it can be really scary too, because it's going to be most likely your largest investment that you have up until this point, and it's a lot of money. And so you want to make sure that you're in the right hands and that you're making the best decision for you and your money. And then I'm going to provide you with a home buyer resources. So this is something where I give you a packet that just basically goes over things that you need to know, things to have, how to get the process started, what you need to go through the pre-approval process. It's basically going to break things down, and it also has my list of 10 commandments. So a lot of times first-time home buyers get really excited and they get under contract on that dream house, and then they like go out and purchase a really big sofa, or they want to go, buy all this stuff to furnish the house. Well, that can impede you actually getting the approval for the loan and being able to close. And so that's the last thing that we want to happen. We do not want you to find your dream home and then you go do something that then prevents you from being able to get your loan. So that I have that 10 commandments in there. It's 10 things that you cannot do, you cannot go buy until after you go through the closing table and the loan has funded. Because I just believe that it's really important setting you up on the front end so you know what to expect throughout the process. And I always equate this, again, to an airplane metaphor, but it's like if you get on an airplane and you sit there and you're waiting to take off, you're going past your takeoff time and you're sitting there, and you're wondering what's going on and the captain doesn't communicate. It's really hard for you to manage your expectations, and your mind starts trying to fill in the gaps of what's going on. Whereas if you get on there and the pilot communicates throughout the delays, you can better prepare yourself and manage those expectations. And I just think it's really important to just like set you up for success, help you manage your expectations and know what to expect throughout the entire process. I love working with first-time homebuyers. It's a really, really fun process, and I really love getting to be a part of that. So if you are thinking about buying in 2020, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you are wanting my free first-time homebuyer bootcamp guide, feel free to shoot me a message, and I'd be happy to get that right over to you. It is free. But there's someone here to do maintenance in my bathroom, so I've got to go. But I hope that everyone has a wonderful Thursday. If you want that guide, feel free to send me a message, and I'll see you next week.